Justin on Monday, December 19th, 2022, looking at SPY, and we had no gap, pretty flat open, and still sold off. So we definitely closed the gap here going back to November 10th, and we've got 5 bear candles in a row. It's been a while since we've done that, especially so directionally. Like we've had lower highs and lower lows since this day. Last time we did that was kind of here. We still ended up with lower lows. I don't think it was lower highs. No, this was a slightly higher high and then it went sideways. We haven't even really gone sideways. We just keep selling off. And yeah, I said this is not a Santa Claus rally the other day. And this has just been down. So it would be great if we could even somehow get a retest back up to the 100. The 100 looks like it's started to like bend down a little bit. It's been like sideways or up, like all the way back here, kind of pivoted up. So early November, it started to go up ever so slightly. And maybe I'm just seeing these pixels here. I don't know if your screen's big enough. You're watching this on. If I were watching my own video on my phone, then it'd be really hard to see. So all I'm seeing is it looks like we're making slightly lower levels on the 100. So anyway, let's jump into day. And so I zoomed out to Friday and today because I just wanted to kind of draw this in. So we had the idea that we could take this bearish here. Here's your R, and then it just flushed pretty quick. All right. So today we opened pretty flat. So like right here was the open. And so you're not going to take a 10 EMA unless it breaks the low, which it didn't do at all for a while, but you're also going to look and see if after an hour, so here's the hour mark, after an hour, what's setting up. Okay, we had a nice bull rally here. We're moving up, and maybe we'll get a bear candle and kind of trap it. And so you can see through here. Let me get rid of all these marks. Okay, so we can see through here, we actually did get a bear candle, but it's slightly closed below the 10. For a bullish trade, yes, you could have considered a bullish trade. You wanted to move above here. That is a great setup for a bullish trade. It just didn't happen. So there's your bullish setup right there. You can get in, like after some of the, well, I guess really maybe your stop wouldn't have been there. Maybe your stop would have to be here, and then you can move it up to like here. I think to be comfortable, your stop would need to be down here. You'd really want to see that close almost immediately and move up, taking out the previous highs from earlier, and then a target like up here or a little bit higher. And that would be a nice kind of 1-to-1, or, maybe to here would be 0.5, then up here would be 1, something like that, so, that could be your setup for a bullish trade. Well, we didn't get a bullish trade. It didn't move that way. Let me get rid of all of this. And so what actually set up is a really nice bear candle or a bull candle right there, closing below the 10. So you can set this up to get in below there. And again, just for comfort, you'd probably have a stop here, maybe here, but I'm going to go with this one. Okay, so if this is our R right here, let me get rid of this line. So there's your R. Well, today it didn't just flush. So this is one thing that's different. So it didn't just flush like this yesterday. We just moved straight down yesterday and the day before. So this is a little different. This actually put in some compression here, and really you would have to hold this through that compression, and then it did move lower. One other thing you could have done with this, and it's a little harder to see here, so we're going to switch over to the option, but there was, oops, I just turned off the drawing tool. Where's my drawing tool? There we go. There was this lower wick right here where it did push down a little bit more and then just continue going sideways. So let's look at a couple times on here and we'll see what's going on. So this candle was the 9:48 candle Central Time, and we're going to look at what the price was also at the 10:39 candle. So just under an hour. All right, so 9:48 is where we're going to go with the put. I got the screen ready with the put that expired today from the strike 385. And that's a little bit in the money. I didn't mention that, but I would pick at least 382 because it's just out of the money. It's really the next strike at the money. If you go to 385, you're in this a little bit. You've got a small account, something like that. You got a $100 risk. This one actually, it's just a nice round number, but this one actually works really nicely. So Here's the 948 candle. The range is 0.39, which is actually really comfortable. But again, with our stop placement down here, we're going to have a stop around 2. So below this candle, the 936 candle, that pivot, maybe 210 you could do. But we're going to wait to get in until we get a move into the $3 price. You could do 295. All of this you can modify. You could do 295 by 245, and you can buy 2 contracts, and that'd be more aggressive. That would be, you're sure it's going. You've got other things, maybe other indicators. Like we've already rolled down from a nice bull run here of a handful of candles. You got a hammer you're taking out with this close too. So there are other things to say, hey, we should move, we should go straight down. Let me get my stop nice and tight right here. Like that is a real 10 EMA setup. I just think having a little more of a stop higher will give you a little more room if you're wrong. And yeah, anyway, so here's the same setup. If you're doing it with this option, you're really getting in at 3. Your stop, comfortable stop would be down at 2. Even that, so that's your R, that's your $100 risk. Okay, so in order to take this trade, we're going to set a target of 1.2 Rs. Okay, so 1.2 Rs. So the difference here is 1. So that's our $100. 1.2 is going to be 4.2 up here. Okay, this candle actually gets well through that price. Actually, these candles all through here. So this candle would have actually made 1.5 R, probably would have been filled. So if you were in this and this was your setup, you should have had like 1.2 easy. Maybe not easy, but it moved up, had a little S curve, and then continued on up to target. If you had a target further away, you had to hold through this compression here, but it did end up trending, continuing the bear trend, and the put ended up going higher and made it up to around 5, which would have been the 2R target if that was your target. It actually continued going past 6, so you could have actually made 3R, doubling the option. Not something to expect on a day like today where we didn't really gap. We just opened inside. But really simple day to see, okay, the trend is bearish. We're continuing bearish. We've continued to sell off. We have a really nice retracement. And that's the other thing here back on the SPY 3-minute is we had a nice move here, really nice retracement. So you could say that's like a flag. There's different ways to kind of, call these patterns. A nice breakdown candle from that. We do it again, put a flag here. This turns into more compression like this. That breaks down, tiny little flag. That breaks down, another flag. That breaks down, another flag. That breaks down. Oh, wait, now we're starting to reverse. Like something happened here where we turned around, but then we took it out. This is too late to be selling. So don't be selling all the way down here after it's made all these moves. Each of these flags, you could really just trade like, a break lower on each of those would have given you an opportunity to exit later lower until you get down here where you break those flags and it just chops sideways again. Similar to here, but this was more of compression. This was more of like a bottoming. We can zoom in on this, but you basically have some kind of multi-bottom patterns in here. It's just really messy, really choppy. So the fact that we didn't have a really quick breakdown right at the open like we did the last 2 days, this didn't really break down. Like this wasn't a gap and trade lower, right out the gate kind of thing, or even in the first half hour. You had to wait till way over here for the setup. An hour, almost an hour and a half into the market. So it's a little bit later. Just saying maybe something's starting to shift. Just that we should get a little more rest is what I would hope to see. But I could be completely wrong and we'll sell off more. We did 5 bear candles. Wait, no, this was 6 bear candles in a row here, with the last 3 really resting, mostly going sideways. In this area, we've not had a day yet where we've at least made a new high. So that's the first thing. It could still be a bear candle, but maybe we'll make a higher high on one of these days and it'll still be a red day. And then maybe look for something to kind of retrace. But I mean, this was 6 bear candles in a row. Sorry, I think I said 5. Excuse me, I think I said 5 earlier. But Yeah, I think there's more bearishness to come, but I think we need a little more rest. The only thing that looked like resting today is that we actually didn't gap. We kind of opened inside. So we'll see how this plays out. Hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.